Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and today we're going to be discussing All Stars 9, Episode 3, The Snatch Game of Love. Category on the runway is a tail and two titties, so therefore I have brought Rupaul Bear. Rupaul Bear is part of the Build-A-Bear line. I used to work for Build-A-Bear. I don't speak for the brand or the company anymore. They would not have had this at my Build-A-Bear. Because it is the Deep South and anything like this would have been banned. But immediately I knew I had to have this. Mine's hair is a little bit stupid, but there we go. It is 5:18 a.m. where I am currently in South Carolina, and yeah, I'm gonna go put her away. Actually, I'm gonna leave her out. She'll just be right here, staring at you the entire time. Let's talk about this. Also, I am sick. That doesn't mean I don't get to have to go to work today, but I am sick. So, if I start coughing or sneezing, that is why I have really bad allergies this time of year. Also, laundry and dishwasher are going at the same time. Don't judge me. I wised up today and took pictures of the runways so that way I would have them. So let's talk about the episode. So first and foremost, Ingeria is snipped to begin with, therefore she cannot win a beautiful benefactress badge this week. It was a very quick turnaround. You know, when Roxy got snipped the first week, they talked for like a good solid minute before Roxy came back in. They came in, congratulated Plastique and got Mick, and then all of a sudden, there's Ingeria. She tells Scott Mick it's no tea. She probably would have blocked her too. But that she really is mad that that Got Mick did that. As the queens are untucking, I am actually going to put her. Wait 1 minute. As the queens are untucking, Nina and Chanel are kind of saying what the next challenge might be. And Chanel goes, it's going to be acting, definitely. And Nina goes, or it could be Snatch Game. And Chanel goes, they wouldn't do it this early. And Nina West goes, well, I'm excited. You know, I'm going to finally get to portray a character, and I'm going to do a good job with him. And Chanel goes, him? I'm also doing a him. What is your thing? This is a lot going on. 1 second. I just had to take my medicine so that way I could think clearly. And could not show that on camera. And Chanel goes, well, who are you doing? And Nina goes, Lugh. And Chanel goes, it's this big moment. And Nina West goes, I'm doing Liberace. And Chanel goes, well, that's funny. I'm doing Liberace too. I look horrid. 1 second. There's going to be a lot of pausing in this video because, frankly, this is under wraps. Sorry about that. So Chanel and Nina are both gobsmacked that each of them chose Liberace. Honestly, we have seen before on Canada when two queens chose Jennifer Coolidge. And one always rises to the top and the other one kind of is safe. So let's go through who each of the queens are doing. Obviously, Nina and Chanel are doing Liberace. By the way, RuPaul walks in and says, hey, we're doing this. As well as, hey, this next week, the top two will receive 2 beautiful benefactress badges, one to give away and one to keep. And he also introduces the Palette Fund's owner, or, like, creator, to come down and give some words of wisdom to the queens, and explain why he's doing, why the Palette Fund is giving queens the $200,000. So let's go through the characters and see who everybody's doing. First up is Ingeria. She's doing Marla Gibbs. who I didn't quite know who Marla Gibbs was. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I think she was part of the Jeffersons, um, but she looks just like Marla Gibbs from the picture they showed. Nina West and Chanel are both doing Liberace. Gottmik is doing Pal the dog, the dog that portrayed Lassie. Roxy Andrews is doing Tasha Salads. Georges is doing Chichi Rodriguez from Tu Wong Fu, as portrayed by John Leguizamo. Plastic Tiara is doing Ali Wong, and Vanessa Vanjie Mateo, or Vanessa Vanjie in this case, I suppose, is of course doing Cleopatra. So let's go down the line. I have their runways right here, but we'll get to that when the runways come. Let's talk about the Snatch Games. These Snatch Games, sorry, I had a coughing fit there. These Snatch Games, it was a very mixed bag. The top four were top fouring, the bottom four were bottom fouring. Let's start left to right. Angeria Paris Van Michaels as Marla Gibbs. Amazing. She was able to volley and bring so much comedy to a role where I don't necessarily know if comedy was there to begin with, but she really knocked it out of the park with her portrayal, and she played it so conservative and like a shocked housewife or a shocked mom who's like, that is nasty. Also, Monet Exchange is the Snatchler for the first one. They called him by his government name. I'm not going to do that. But she really, really knocked it out of the park with comedy. She did a lot better than Tammy Brown season 14. Up next is, of course, Roxy Andrews as Tasha Salad. Here's the problem with Tasha Salad, is that even on season 5, it was episode 3, which was why I said season 3, episode 3, I didn't necessarily, I said, oh cute, it's Tasha Salad. I get the pun, I get the reference, but that's about it. Like, what else is there? And then on season 2, she resurrected it for the comedy challenge, and it didn't hit. So this time, it was quite boring. Honestly, Roxy's Tasha Salad is tired at this point. I think we can all agree about that. I'm glad that Tasha Salad's got a send-off. I don't want to see Tasha Salad anymore. Stop it with the Tasha Salads. I'm done. Let's move on, There were some jokes in there that were funny, but she was just kind of sitting there, like, the entire time. And when she did get to speak, she's like, salad. I'm like, okay, that the joke, or like, what's... And like, she has the speech impediment down, and she's like, this is salad. Like, every single answer almost always started with the S. It was like all of that, and it was okay. But she can do a lot more. I don't understand where the Tamar Braxton Roxy Andrews went. Where's the Roxy Andrews that was slaying the Snatch Game in season 5? And by slaying, I mean she was in the top 3 for that episode. Where is that? Because Alaska and Tasha Salads both have been underwhelming. And deserving of a bottom spot. She would probably have been placed low for this challenge. And I'm seeing that a lot more. Cutthroat Roxy Andrews on season 5 is so much more compelling than I'm a Best Friend Roxy season All Stars 9. And the Never Sent Home seashell just scared me. Should have walked that way. Never Sent Home, Roxy Andrews on All Stars 2, you know? The, the, the bombing one. And Roxy here is like, best friend, we're best friends. And it's like, that's great. But also, where's the cutthroat? I'm missing the cutthroat. So Roxy gets a crunch for her snatch game. Angeria gets a cream. Let's move on to Liberace by Chanel. This was a really good and compelling performance. She was giving Liberace more than I think Nina West did, but we'll get to her when we get to her. And I loved it. I loved the look. She was kind of giving Maestro in that cape. If you know Doctor Who, you know Jinx Monsoon. I agree that she maybe had gotten lost in it, but I do have to say that she was really funny. She was very hilarious. And for this to be her first Snatch game, she really knocked it out of the park. Also, Kuna Matutu. I can't tell I don't have my medicine in me yet. I mean, I've taken it, but it takes a little bit to set in. Watching her performance, it was really just a compelling watch. I think that she did the best of her group. I think both Liberace's did the best of their group. And that's saying something. This is a cream for me, sis. And finally, in group number 1 is Georges as John Leguizamo playing Chichi Rodriguez. If you don't know who Chichi Rodriguez is, I want you to go find Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, and watch it. And then I want you to look at John Leguizamo. So Tu Wong Fu is in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. There are 3 straight men playing gay characters playing drag queens. Who are drag queens? Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo play. One second. Play Vita, Noxima, and Chichi, respectively, and they are. I knew their names. I was trying to do last names. I'm not going to do last names. Vita, Noxima, and Chichi, and Vita and Noxima win a pageant hosted by Racial Tensions, aka RuPaul, to go cross country to compete in an Entertainer of the World type pageant. And they find Chichi Rodriguez, who was one of the other contestants, crying. And so they take her on a long road trip in a car that ends up breaking down, and they have to spend a couple of days in this town, which they completely make over. They help out all of the residents with domestic problems, love life. It's just an amazing time. Meanwhile, a very homophobic cop tries to follow them around because he tried to attack Vita and she hit him because she is a man. There's a lot of terms that we would not use today. There is some racially charged language, but I do think that this is one of the best films to capture drag essence. Especially like a queer road trip thing. It is funny to me that John Leguizamo and Patrick Swayze had beef on set. Like, they were fighting it out on set in full drag, so that was fun to learn about. But yes, Chichi Rodriguez is an icon. Georges always has embodied John Leguizamo for me. She's great. This performance was very much what Chichi Rodriguez would do during Snatch Game. If she were a real person on Snatch Game, she would be doing like this sultry, oh, I don't know Bobby. You know, I really wish that she had made a reference to Bobby, which is the love interest of Chichi in the movie. But she did very well. I loved her sort of, ooh. My favorite part of hers was when they were doing the dance. Monet said, dance for me, you know, and she started doing the, you know, Maka 1, Maka 2. How do I not know how to do the Maka 1, Maka 2, Maka? Okay, there we go. I got it eventually. Jesus. Um, but she did the Macarena, and Nigeria goes, well, he can't really see you doing that. And she goes, will it be a sexy dance? And Nigeria goes, bitch, she was doing the Macarena. Iconic. I love Georges in this. And she won the date, which I don't necessarily think was the best thing. I do think that either Chanel or Nigeria should have won it. But hey, it is what it is. Up next is the other four. Vanessa Vanjie Mateo, Nina West, Plastique Tiara, and Gottmik. Let's start with Vanessa Vanjie Mateo as Cleopatra. This was horrible. It was. I'm sorry. Vanjie is a great performer. I like Vanessa Vanjie Mateo. However, she is not that smart when it comes to looking up her references. Last time she did Bad Bunny and Bad Baby, and not Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny would have actually been a good choice. Bad Baby, and honestly, it didn't work. This Snatch Game, she decided to do Cleopatra without doing any of the research or any of the mannerisms that people would have thought that Cleopatra would do. She didn't know who Mark Antony was. She didn't know who Julius Caesar was. She didn't know that she had gotten killed by an asp, or in How They Croaked, they said it was a safety pin. I don't know. Laced with poison. I don't know. She didn't even do any of the Egyptian mannerisms that are in the public zeitgeist. And I'm not trying to be racist when I say that if she had done the walk like the Egyptian pose, that or something like that. If this was a full body performance in front of if it was a regular Snatch Game, I really think that if she incorporated that, it would have been funny. But because it's of love, she could have referenced the fact that both her lovers fought in a war for her. Both of her lovers were dead. She made a reference to Mark Antony being dead, but you could tell she had no idea who he was. And I do think that she was trying to make it more Vanjie. But the problem is that this is a impersonation challenge. You can't just be yourself and have it be funny. And if you are going to be yourself, choose somebody who is part of your aesthetic and not anything else. She could have done somebody else that was more close to her aesthetic. But she instead chose Cleopatra, but didn't embody any of the Cleopatra mannerisms. She made references to mummies and sarcophaguses and all of that, but she didn't really take it anywhere. So this is a crunch for me. Chanel's was a cream, and Georges's was also a cream, mind you. Next up, let's talk about the other Liberace, Nina West. She was giving more Paul Lynde, mixed with Grandpa Munster, which Rupaul did clock. Who played Grandpa Munster? 1 second. Al Lewis. Al Lewis portrayed Grandpa Munster. So she was kind of giving that, but what she did was she volleyed. She talked over everybody. We've seen it before with Ginger Minj and Kylie Sonique Love, where you do that and you place high. She really did a great job with volleying and stuff, but I do believe that Nina West could do that and it'd be okay. She did great. She had a little piano. What was missing for me were the fucking candelabras. Where were the candelabras? Chanel could have had one. Nina could have had one. Fucking where were the candelabras? Nina West won the date, by the way, with Raven. Again, they used her government name. I'm not going to do that. That seems a little bit tacky. But I'm keeping that one in, so I'm sick. It was a great performance. It's a cream for me. Next up is Plastique. Plastique as Ali Wong. So Ali Wong, I really didn't know of until she was on the season 15 episode with Boss Bitch by Doja Cat as the lip sync. She honestly is super funny. I really like her. And what did Plastique do? Fumbled the bag. She fumbled the bag. She fumbled the bag. She took the bag and she said, "Oh shit," and dropped it. This was not a good performance for Plastic Tiara. It wasn't. It was very middle of the road for anybody. Where were the jokes? Ali Wong is a comedian. Where were the jokes? She could have done any other Asian comedian. She could have done anybody. Anybody. Anybody was on the table. She could have even fucking brought back Lovely Mimi if she wanted to. I think the problem was that she got into her own head. She got up here. She is very great at being glamorous and being funny when she doesn't necessarily need to be. Like her entrance line or like her describing her perfume bottle. But she's not funny in a think then speak type of way. Which I think got in her way a lot during this challenge. It was a crunch. It was bad. Why was Ali Wong pregnant? Unless, of course, she was pregnant in real life while they were filming this. Why was she pregnant? That's just not... She wasn't pregnant during season 15, I don't think. And they would have seen season 15 before coming on to here. So why was she pregnant? Tamar, why was she pregnant? It's a crunch. And finally, we have Gottmik as Pal the dog. She looked like a dog in here. She was wearing this long wig. She was like a British starlet. Also, I'm sorry that is going. I'm sorry, but I gotta get clean clothes. I really enjoyed her performance. I didn't enjoy it more than Angeria or Chanel. Jesus. Looks like I'm gonna die. But I enjoyed it. It was a fun time watching her do her thing. The dog mannerisms were there when she was speaking, but it wasn't offensively bad, but it also, I'm like, come on, step it up, you're Gottmik, come on, step it up. But I wanted more dog puns, more volleying, more this, more that. When she said, well, you know who my celebrity crush is? It's that old Yeller. I said, absolutely, you better get it, you bitch. 1 second. Sorry, that was getting way too loud. So yeah, Gottmik did really well as Pal. I just wish there was a lot more volleying, and I wish there was a lot more of her doing what she needed to do. Other than that, she has a cream for me. Next up, well, that's it. That's it for Snatch Game, y'all. So definitely my top two are Nina West and Chanel right now, with Angeria, and then Gottmik is number 4. Let's see what their things are. So first and foremost, it is a tail and 2 titties. So we can, all right. We got her here. Let's talk about the runways. Okay, hang on. There we go. Up first is Angeria Paris Van Michaels. Now, if these photos are grainy, that's because they are. Why did I bring her back over? Again, I don't have my medicine in me, and I apologize for that. And I'm back. Angeria's look is based on a dragon. It is beautiful, it is gorgeous and elegant, and this is what it looks like. Now get into the tail, get into the titties, get into the hair. Look at that. That's gorgeous. When she came out, I said, oh, this bitch got money, which of course they all did, but like, Angeria's look is such a cream tonight. It's just so beautiful. I mean, look at that tail. That tail is doing something. And she's one of the only ones where I didn't feel like the tail was cumbersome. So this one I accidentally took when she was too far away. But up next is Roxy Andrews. She did a Roger Rabbit inspired look, and this is the look. Get into it. It is fabulous. You can't really see all of the details in the picture that I took. Go watch the episode, please. The tail was a regular cottontail, but it was really fun. She looked fabulous. And I just love whenever classic movies are referenced on this show because it gives me life. Next up is Chanel. So this is what it looks like. Laughs. That's what it says there. So I'm kind of tired of seeing the Beyond Thunderdome style approach to drag. I'm not tired of seeing it like if it's a new season and somebody wants to do it. I'm tired of seeing it in the sense of like this is me trying to be edgy. This is one boob out, one boob is just covered in armor, it's plated and all of that. I love the tail in this look. But the problem is that it feels too encumbering. So she's having to hold it. Because if she didn't hold it, it would be dragging on the floor, and she can't have that. Because the tail's the most iconic part of this. And it's supposed to look like a scorpion tail. I mean, it does, but it's supposed to look like a scorpion tail. I do think that the sleeve here matching this thing down here is really nice. I had to sneeze again. That being said, the shoe here should have been over here. So this should have been over here, this boot should have been over here. Just in my opinion. I don't like the black. I think that's how she attached the tail. I don't like the black. It should have been like a gold or a silver, just like the rest of the look. This look is a cream tonight, but it's a soft cream. It's like you're beating it to soft peaks, not stiff. Up next is Georges. This look is very beautiful. I really enjoy it. It is a little bit cosplay, which when they said that, I was kind of mad at Carson for saying that, but I get it. I'm going to say that it did give me All Dogs Go to Heaven, Chihuahua, a little bit, but I really enjoyed Georges this episode's runway. She looks fabulous. I thought she was dressing up as like Marie from the Aristocats, but I honestly really enjoy when queens embrace their heritage. And Georges just looks like just the tiniest little dog that would nip at your ankles. So up next is Vanessa Vanjie, and this look is a chop. Which, I'm sorry. This looks a chop. Chop.com. It's a crunch. I can't believe that they kept the off-the-rack comment that Carson made to Vanjie here. I will say that the tail is less encumbering, if you can see that. It's standing up by itself, and it has lights. So, I mean, it's not that much of a chop or a crunch, but it is a little bit basic. You know, when somebody comes out like this, or this, or even this, or even this, and then you show up in this, it's kind of like, okay, well, what are we doing? You know, what style of drag is her style of drag? I felt like with Vanjie, every single look has been... I don't want to use the term hoochie because I don't think that I can say that term, but it is. It's very much like a ready-to-go wearing designer thing. She doesn't create art pieces. It's not like an art installation, and that's fine. It shouldn't have to be. But the problem is, hold on. I had to cough. The problem is that I think that she gets so, like, negative critiques because it's just her style of drag is not up to par with everybody else. I had the same problem with Nina West, but Nina West actually stepped her pussy up tonight, so let's talk about it. Next is Nina West, and my god, it's a cream. I love it. The makeup I mean, you can't really see it here. The makeup is chopped. And it will always be chopped because, let's face it, it is. When I heard tail and two titties, I immediately thought furry. You know, like you're doing a furry type thing. She comes out as a comet, and I'm like, this is legendary, never been done before, love it. I told you I would give Nina her flowers because she deserves, especially if she deserves them. This is her time to deserve them. She is doing the most. I love it. It's great. It is one of the best looks on the runway tonight. Makeup wise, chop, but her comet is the cream of the crop. Up next is Plastique Tiara. And this is what it looks like. I know you can't really see it that well. She is doing the fox demon of Asian folklore. The nine-tailed demon fox. Love it. It's great. But Plastique always has great runways. The issue for me is that now we are looking at her doing this runway look when her snatch game was horrible. Does this necessarily redeem it? I think it's separate. You know, you have to have separate things. Plastique did wonders on the runway tonight. It was a cream for me. Loved it. But I am like, okay, Plastique has great runways. She's not going to get top runway every single week. And finally, Gottmik. Now, this is Gottmik's look. You can't really see it, and I'm sorry about that. But let me tell you something. I loved this look. It was so good. However, I did not get tail from it, unless it was TALE, which I'm fine with. If she was just telling the story of her top surgery, I'm fine with that. And I feel like Pal was the tail, Gottmik was the titties. This runway look was the titties. It was about her top surgery and about how she got her titties removed. It is fabulous, and I really do enjoy it, and I'm so glad that she is talking about it. I feel like this is the type of drag that on season 13 she wanted to show, but the producers told her no, and now she's just doing it. It is probably one of the best runways I have seen from Gottmik. Was it my favorite tonight? I'm gonna say no. And I'm gonna give it to somebody who you might go, really? It's Nina West. I love the fact that she chose a comet. It had never been done before. I really enjoyed her performance. So Gottmik gets a cream. Nina, you were the cream of the crop this week. Good job. And now it is time for the top two announcement. Gottmik versus Nina West. I knew this was going to happen. I might have put Ingeria or Chanel up instead of Gottmik. Just in my opinion, though Gottmik did really well. But this is the top two we have. So what song are they lip syncing to? You know, last week we had Harry Belafonte, and everybody was like, no, why is this a lip sync song? This shouldn't be a lip sync song. In fact, it got so bad that the Drag Detective had to make a video about it. So what song did they have this week? Did they do like a fun campy song for the fun campy girls? They did Banana by Anita feat Becky G. It was a hot mess. First and foremost, Nina was wearing her little reveal outfit that she's been wearing every single episode. And we finally got to see what the reveal was. Mama, this was so confusing. First and foremost, I don't think that Nina knew the words. And Gottmik is standing over there taking it all off. She still has the top surgery scars from her runway. She is giving face. She's doing all this. Nina looks like she is trying to lip sync against Brooklyn Heights at the season 11 finale, or Eureka during the season 11 finale, or season 10 finale. She has about 86 reveals. She is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, Jesus, slow down. And everybody's like, yes, Nina, yes. Meanwhile, Gottmik is just unaware that all of this is happening and just is caught up in the song, which is not a good song, by the way, for this challenge. I feel like if it was last week, great. Plastique could have served Puss, Gottmik could have served Gottmik, everything would have been fine. This should have been Shake Sonora, because I think that both of them could have embodied it, and Nina West could have won. But Gottmik wins the lip sync. Nina West and all of her 86 million reveals get to go back to the back of the stage, and Gottmik decides that she's going to snip Georges, which I think is a good idea, though I would have immediately snipped Plastique. Because next week is a makeover challenge, and Plastique always serves Puss. So it's like, at this point, just snip Plastique. Please. That way she can't win next week, because she might win next week. So the ones left without badges will be Vanessa, Roxy, and Chanel, though I think that Vanjie and Chanel are probably going to get badges very soon from Nina and Gottmik. So what did you guys think of the episode? My current top 3 predictions are Angeria, Roxy, and Gottmik, with Plastique thrown in there as well. Who do you guys want to win? Leave it down in the comments below. I will see you, hopefully I'm better next week. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everybody.